When you want to buy a stock, you need an edge. It's never enough to just say, you know what? It's time to buy XYZ. I just feel it, like the darn thing's a racehorse. and you don't even know how to read the racing form. There are all sorts of ways to get an edge. I love an edge. Maybe a quality stock's dipped because of an overall market decline. Maybe there's some headlines that were wrong. Maybe there's news that you think will be gigantic, but others don't realize it, and it pans out. Today, day where the Dow climbed 196 points, S&P advanced 0.27%, Nasdaq gained 0.37%. I want to talk to you about a new edge. A brief suggested by my friend Dave Costin. He's the chief U.S. equity strategist at Goldman Sachs, and he's one of the most creative minds on the street. Now, I talk about Wall Street research a lot, and I have a history of carping about it, frankly, and you know what? That's wrong. Sometimes there's just great stuff out there that can really help you make a lot of money, like the stuff Costin puts out. Costin brainstorms and regularly comes up with some fabulous ideas that I like to incorporate into my thinking. He did it this morning in Squawk of the Street. That's what this is from. His stuff is essential reading. Today is this terrific piece. It's called The Fading Tailwind from Share Buybacks. I know it sounds, look, to me, this is like, it's prurient, it's whatever. The first paragraph carries the gist. Quote, S&P 500 companies repurchased shares at a record pace in the first half of 2025, but buyback growth has recently stalled, end quote, he tells us. Quote, S&P 500 buybacks in the first half of 2025 totaled nearly $550 billion, $490 billion net of equity issuance. However, buybacks in the second quarter of 2025 were flat year over year for the S&P 500, the Magnificent Seven, and the S&P 493, end quote. So buybacks, while strong in the first half, started to fade. They faded a bit last quarter. Buybacks are integral to the market because they act as what I call a sop. If there are lots of new shares added via IPOs, but not a lot of new money coming to the market, then it stands to reason that stocks will head lower. Look, it is just a question of supply and demand. Let's not outthink this. Buybacks drain the excess supply from the system. It seems they are draining a lot less than they were just a few months ago. Costin has some great news here. While buybacks have slowed, investors continue to reward companies that aggressively purchase their own shares. And there's your edge. Stocks with bountiful buybacks can do well here in contrast to those that might not. It's an edge. It's not foolproof, but it's certainly an arrow in your stock picking quiver.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.